Hello everyone. Today on Good Morning Maine, one person is dead after confronting Rumford police with a rifle.
Plus, attention turns to the yellow flag law to see if more can be done to prevent more mass shootings.
And we'll also hear about a special organization that finds homes for senior cats and dogs.
Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Craig Colson. Thank you for joining us. We'll also go up to Dover Foxcroft where some folks have really decorated big time for Halloween.
Yeah.
Happy Halloween, by the way, everyone.
Happy Halloween.
The day is here.
Yeah.
Some Mainers, by the way, are awakening this morning to a real winter wonderland. Many parts of the state received their first snow of the season, including at Sugarloaf Mountain, where crews are getting ready for the busy season ahead. Take a look at that. This is a live picture from Sugarloaf.
Stunning.
The sun is coming up. It's going to be a beautiful day there.
I bet a lot of the snow will melt today, though, because, I mean, at least here in Bangor, highs are around 40 degrees. Just a few days after Maine experienced unseasonably warm temperatures, of course, on Saturday, I know in Bar Harbor it was 75.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
I saw kids in the pool. Many Mainers were forced to dig out their snow shovels and ice scrapers just yesterday. That's certainly the case up in the county, where several inches were expected. Looks like some kids will have to wear their snow boots when they go trick-or-treating tonight.
Not so much around Bangor, but the further north you go, the further west, you certainly still have some snow on the ground today. Around this area, it was a little slippery this morning before the sun came up. A little black ice out there. I'm not sure how it is right now.
Yeah.
But you want to pay attention to that as you're heading out. I had to scrape the windshield this morning for the first time. Had to find the ice scraper first, but
I probably should have.
You probably should have, huh?
Yeah.
You're one of those.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's check in with Devin to see what today's forecast holds for us.
Alrighty, thank you very much. Happy Tuesday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Tip Trailer Grocers, offering discounted and a great selection of local produce, meat, and dairy. As you get into things this morning, there's one advisory in effect still, and that's a small crowd advisory along the coast. And this will last roughly until around 11 a.m. later on this morning, as the wave heights will continue to relax as we do move forward in time. Otherwise, though, the radar and satellite starting to quiet down as well. A lot of the activity is tracking off towards the south and east, so that's some good news that we can report there this morning. We'll see a good amount of sunshine today. So overall, not too bad as we do move forward. As we zoom things out, the front's tracked further down to the south with precipitation tracking off towards the east, and a lot of dry days on the way as we do move forward over the next several days as well. As for futurecast, a lot of sunshine today. We might get a few clouds during the afternoon period. We might get a few clouds passing through later on tonight as well moving forward. As for the wind, not too bad. It might get gusty from time to time, actually, out of the northwest at times at around 10, maybe up to 25 miles per hour early, but really backing off later on tonight, but starting to pick up a little bit, especially along the coast as we head towards your Wednesday. As for today, here we go. Lower 40s on this Halloween, mostly sunny and breezy out there. The northwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Later on tonight, lower 20s on the way, partly cloudy, so cooling off well after Halloween with the wind overall looking nice and calm. For tomorrow, here we go. Lower 40s, mostly cloudy, some clouds developing during the afternoon. The north wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, a lot of sunshine and a few clouds. Temperatures warming into the 40s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Thank you, Devin. Authorities are investigating a deadly police-involved shooting outside the Rumford Police Department. It started around 8:20 last night when a citizen arrived at the police station after being followed by a vehicle around town that was not known by the citizen.
That's when a vehicle matching the citizen's description suddenly pulled up and a man got out and confronted officers with a rifle. 2 officers opened fire and the suspect was brought to the Rumford Hospital where he was pronounced dead. The suspect has since been identified as 23-year-old Sean Dement of Canton. The 2 officers are now on administrative leave while the Attorney General's office investigates the shooting, which is pretty much standard procedure in these kinds of situations. Meanwhile, the Lewiston community is coming together to mourn and pay tribute to those who lost their lives last week.
Our Corey Bouchard met with community members as they paid their respects and began the healing process.
Behind me is one of the many places that have been set up for the people of Lewiston and surrounding communities to come and pay their respects for the victims of those lost on Wednesday night's mass shooting.
You know, I grew up in Auburn, and I would be devastated one way or the other. This is a very small community. I knew that we would know people who were lost, and we would know someone that lost somebody. We didn't realize that it would be as close to home as it was.
It's hard, unfortunately. Just keep positive, keep your surroundings close. It's hard, honestly.
You're in the midst of, you're still processing. The real fight doesn't start until we say our final goodbyes.
All three agree that despite this tragedy, Lewiston and its surrounding communities will come together and continue to heal from this trauma.
We're just really strong. We just push it together. We're a small, big community. We just live life how it is, and hopefully we become bigger and better.
Let's continue to love on these families, on the community, because it impacts all. And just be with them and make sure that these resources are available, not next week, not next year, because there's no time limit on our trauma and grief.
I think, we continue to support each other, come together. We've always considered ourselves, we're Mainers, we're strong, and this affects everybody, very deeply.
There are a number of different people and organizations that travel around from tragedy to tragedy, helping to provide support to those impacted. On a future broadcast, we'll hear from a few of them. In Lewiston, I'm Corey Bouchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Investigators say the mass shooting suspect attempted to buy a suppressor, but was stopped from doing so in August. The ATF confirms he tried to purchase what is known as a silencer, but was denied because of mental health questions just a few months before the Lewiston shooting. The suspect would have had to fill out a form, which asks if the purchaser was ever committed to a mental institution. If the purchaser answered yes, the sale would be denied. We have learned he did spend time in a mental health facility over the summer after he reported to hear voices and threatened to shoot up a military base. It is legal to own a suppressor in Maine, but under federal law, you do need a permit.
Well, in the immediate aftermath of last week's shootings, conversations are now starting to focus on what, if anything, could have been done differently and what needs to happen next to help keep Mainers safe.
One of the many areas of discussion is Maine's yellow flag law. Our Doug Banks spoke with lawmakers and officials to understand how the yellow flag law operates.
What that action will be must be the product of a broad discussion among a diverse group of voices. The people of Maine deserve this discussion.
Maine's yellow flag law passed only a few years ago and has already had 82 reports, according to Commissioner Soschuk, is one of the many things fueling conversation following the horrific mass shootings in Lewiston. Maine's yellow flag law, or Act to Prevent Sustainable Threats, starts with a call taken by law enforcement, who then takes that person into protective custody and files a weapons restriction order. Later, they're evaluated by law enforcement and a medical practitioner.
Then a law enforcement officer has to take that and have it reviewed by either a judge or a justice of the peace.
If they agree, they will sign off on the order, store all weapons under law enforcement's control, and proper authorities are notified, including databases for law enforcement and NICS,
which is the National Instant Criminal Background Check System. And what that is a system that federally firearms licensed dealers check prior to selling a firearm.
We should have a registry. Having the public, having full information should help in future episodes.
Just 4 years ago, Representative Billy Bob Fockingham voted no on the law passing, stating he was erring on the side of protecting citizens' constitutional rights.
It would have unintended consequences. It would cost the lives of veterans because they wouldn't seek the help they need.
Though the law ultimately passed, today, Fockingham reflected on his no vote.
Looking at it in hindsight, that definitely was a law that did strengthen law enforcement's ability to take weapons from dangerous people.
Lawmakers and government officials will continue to debate on what could have or should have been done to prevent this tragedy, including whether Maine's yellow flag law does enough.
We have a shared responsibility going forward to do everything we can to make sure this doesn't happen.
It's too early to point fingers, but at some point we're going to have to figure out why this individual did not have their firearms taken from them.
We received information from Maine State Police about Card's previous criminal record, showing only one OUI charge and no violent crimes. In Bangor, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
As schools in central Maine began to reopen yesterday, a social media threat closed all of MSAD 49 schools, as well as others in the Fairfield area.
Our Grace Blanchard has that story.
Schools in the Fairfield area remained closed on Monday after one of MSAD 49 schools was the target of a social media threat.
I think anytime there's any concerning comment made, especially towards a school district or that involves a school district, we're going to take that seriously and we are going to thoroughly investigate it.
According to Officer Dugas, the threat was made through a Facebook post on Sunday, though the Fairfield Police Department is not releasing which school page the threat was made to or the contents of the threat.
We don't believe there's any imminent threat to the school district, but we did ask for that extra time so we can thoroughly investigate the comment.
A message went out to parents about the closure Sunday evening, leaving many feeling anxious and frustrated.
It's very nerve-wracking to think about sending the children back. But with everything getting a lot harder and scarier in this world, we deserve to know how they're going to protect our children better.
The superintendent issued a statement to the community saying school will resume on Tuesday with an increased law enforcement presence. In the statement, she said, quote, "Please know that our efforts are dedicated to the physical safety and emotional well-being of our students. Every child and truly every person deserves to feel safe at school."
Obviously, everybody's concerns are more heightened right now. We're working with several partner law enforcement agencies going forward with the investigation.
In Fairfield, Grace Blanchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
And we have since learned, I was reading the Morning Sentinel this morning, they report that someone went on Facebook and they posted something about that the Lewiston school shooter had an accomplice and that person had planned to shoot up Lawrence High School down in Fairfield. So of course, police have to look into that. It's probably just somebody out there messing around, stirring things up, trying to get a reaction.
I think people need to be really cognizant of the fact that when awful things like this happen, there is going to be fake news on social media sites, and oftentimes bad people will take advantage of that just solely to cause fear, and because they call them trolls.
Yeah.
So there's always going to be that,
and
unfortunately.
In this case, it resulted in a whole school district having to close for the day, and like you said, it probably scared the heck out of some kids out there too. Probably still scared, but today they will have a heightened police presence just to make sure everybody's safe and above all to make them feel safe as they go to school. That's as they should.
I hope they figure out who did it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the time now is 8:12. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, we'll introduce you to Old Dogs, New Digs. Some good news coming up. An organization that finds homes for older dogs and cats.
But first, another check of that weather forecast for your Halloween. Today, mostly sunny and breezy. The highs will be around 43 degrees. Partly cloudy tonight. You'll need a coat when you head out trick-or-treating. The lows dropping down to the low 20s. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy with a high near 40.
As we age, we want to keep our independent spirit. As Mainers, we want to live life our way. That means enjoying everything life offers us here in Maine. It means making choices that can help you live your best life. Choices like your healthcare coverage and your healthcare team, so you can be prepared for almost anything. United Healthcare and Northern Light Health are working together in Maine to help keep you healthier, so you can live life to the fullest. If you're eligible for Medicare, you may be able to enroll in a United Healthcare Northern Light Health Medicare Advantage plan today. Take the step to make sure you have the coverage you need to help keep you active and thriving as you age. Call United Healthcare at 1-800-203-7205 or visit uhcnewengland.com.
Question 3 is too costly and too risky.
It's a $13.5 billion gamble that puts politicians in charge.
It will increase our electric bills.
We can't afford higher electric bills. And the politicians, they're not even required to have an operations plan when they take over. No plan to keep the lights on?
Not even for emergencies or power outages.
That's a bad idea.
Mainers can't afford this costly proposal.
I'm voting no on 3. It's a risk we can't afford.
Dogs New Digs is a nonprofit in Maine, Colorado, and New Mexico dedicated to finding homes for senior cats and dogs so their final months or years are not spent in a shelter.
Our Jody Hersey has more.
You are such a good dog. Yeah? I am so spoiled with you, bud.
Katie Small of Ellsworth is a case manager for Old Dogs New Digs, an all-volunteer nonprofit dedicated to finding short-term, long-term, and foster homes for senior cats and dogs. She's also fostering Micah, a 12-year-old all-black male German Shepherd.
Because the seniors, they spend a lot more time in the shelters, and it takes longer for them to be adopted, and it's harder on them being there. So giving them the opportunity to, like in his case, lay on a couch all day instead of in his kennel, it's great.
Small says Old Dog New Digs works with shelters from Calais to Portland, and the nonprofit, like many others in Maine, could use more volunteers.
And then we also have folks who help us out with things like driving, so transporting dogs either between fosters and shelters or to vet appointments.
Loris Young of Herman has been fostering senior dogs for years.
I cook for all of them. They don't get any commercial dog food. Or
Young admits caring for a senior dog might not work for certain families, but her household is fortunate enough to dote on these loving companions in their final days.
I think the first thing people think of is, well, we won't have them very long. And that's true, you might. But that dog will have, the end of that dog's life will be filled with love.
Katie Small could not agree more.
There's something so rewarding about getting to spoil a dog through, those last few weeks, months. You really see the joy in their face, and it's worth every second, even if it's short.
In Ellsworth, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Boy, what a tough thing to do, but at the same time, it seems so easy for them, just giving those animals their love.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, I know. It's something I want to be able to do, but the vet bills, I can't imagine it right now.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like hospice care for humans. I wonder if there's some help that these people get with like prices and things like that.
Yes,
because they
absolutely.
really are doing a neat service there.
Right. Yeah. Well, I'm sure they could take some donations.
Look into it. Check out their website.
Yep. All right, the time now is 8:17. After the break, we'll check in with Devin Dagnall, who was live last hour in Bangor to discuss some live music played by some local kids at a popular trick-or-treating spot.
Yeah, they'll be rocking out as kids go trick-or-treating tonight in Bangor.
It's going to be a cool scene.
We'll hear all about it as Good Morning Maine continues.
PDQ Door presents CHI Doors. CHI Doors are tough, dependable, engineered for fit and function. CHI Doors from PDQ Door, Hamden, Rockport, Bath, Waterville, Holton, Presque Isle, and PDQDoor.com.
If I don't hear from you tonight, I know it, but I can't let go. Everything I love is out to sea.
The Greg B. Harrell Show. ...
Am I supposed to read the ...
More than that, you know there's nothing.
In 10 years, Lisa Schneider will have an amazing second act, thanks to career reskilling courses from AARP to help make sure her income lives as long as she does. The younger you are, the more you need AARP.
Silver Fox Automotive is a family-owned and operated company with more than 30 years of experience. We are originally from the county and offer competitive prices and promise you will be completely satisfied with our work. We offer a stress-free experience to both our new and returning customers. We only use parts from reputable brands to ensure your vehicle is safe to drive. Here at Silver Fox, there will always be a friendly face to greet you. Come see us at 2004 Audlin Road in Herman.
Winterport Open Stage is excited to present But Why Bump Off Barnaby? This murderous comedy is sure to be a great way to celebrate the Halloween season. Go to Winterport Open Stage on Facebook or their website at winterportopenstage.net for showtimes and ticket information.
Always standing ready to answer the call to service. Service your garage door. PDQ Door. PDQDoor.com.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, in Bangor, when kids go trick-or-treating, one of the hot spots is over on Maple Street. They pack the place every year. The people that live along Maple Street, they're so kind. They decorate and they buy tons of candy. Tonight, there will be something a little bit different, though, that will make it even more special.
Yeah, some live music by Maine Academy of Arts students. I can't remember the name exactly. My apologies.
Devin knows the details.
But Devin knows all the details.
Yeah.
He's right on that corner where they'll be playing live music right now. So let's check in with Devin.
Hey, good morning, Emma and Craig. It is a balmy 30 degrees out here on Maple Street, and I feel every degree. I'm joined by Jason, the program coordinator for MAM. Jason, how are we doing today?
I am also a little bit chilly, but ready to do it.
Okay, so it's Halloween night, and as I understand, you guys have something special planned. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Absolutely. So with the Maine Academy, the Maine Academy of Modern Music, we assign our students into like mini rock bands. Instead of just giving them the private lesson experience, we give them a full band experience and teach them about learning songs, writing songs, and stuff like that. And last year, we had a great time coming down and setting up on the corner of Maple Street and Garland Street here and putting on like a little rock show for the trick-or-treaters. Because, I mean, obviously, we're there to do it, hoping kids will see what we do, and if it's something they like, they might want to get involved. But at the same time, it's a great opportunity for my students to be able to get out and actually perform a little bit and show off what they've been working on all year so far.
Awesome. And what is the age range of these students performing?
This year, my students average, I think they're going from about 11 to 16.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a good mix of kids, and I try to sort of mix them into different groups so that some of the older kids can help some of the younger kids and mentor them a little bit and you know, give them that positive experience.
Okay, well. You were telling me a little bit off camera. You've got about 30 minutes of performances and music planned.
Right.
What's on that list? What's on the playlist tonight?
Most of the stuff is stuff that they've written themselves. Okay. So a lot of it is original material. We've learned a couple Halloween themed songs, obviously. You know, we might have the Monster Mash. One group wanted to learn a song called Doom City by King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
Okay.
So we're having fun with it.
Okay. Do you have a favorite for people to look out for tonight?
All the kids and all the groups are just so good. You really can't miss out. So if you just happen to be in the area and catch any of them, I mean, these kids bust their butts and work so hard. And it'll show tonight in the performances.
I'm not originally from the Bangor area, but I've been told that Maple and Garland Street are kind of a special place here on Halloween night. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
It is bananas here on Halloween night. So the city blocks off that section of Maple Street for a good section up that way. This whole area is closed off, so the kids just have full access to this entire street to do all their trick-or-treating. So, I mean, thousands of kids descend on this neighborhood. This is the hot spot in Bangor for trick-or-treaters, which is why we're here.
Yeah.
You know.
Are you and the kids dressing up tonight?
I won't be because that's kind of complicated, but I encourage the kids to do so. You know, at the same time, if they don't want to, it's not like it's mandatory or anything like that, but I want them to have as much fun as possible. So if that means dressing up or not dressing up, as long as they rock, I don't care.
All right, what time are you going to be here tonight?
We're going to start around 6:30.
6:30, okay. 6:30 Maple Street. Come on out, guys. Back to you, Emma and Craig.
All right, thank you, Devin. Sounds fun. It's going to add to the whole thing. The whole street really is neat. People decorate their houses and with special lights and things like that. It kind of makes it really neat.
Yeah.
So.
6:30, I believe, in the corner of Garland and Maple. I have that whole area holds a special place in my heart. My grandmother grew up on Garland. I grew up trick-or-treating there. So, So it's a great community. I love it.
Again, you may want to bundle up if you're going out with the kids tonight. It's going to be chilly out there.
Chilly.
Yeah. Always by Halloween.
I know. Here's Devin Biggs for that forecast.
Alrighty, happy Tuesday. Full weather forecast brought to you by Tip Trailer Grocers, offering discounted and a great selection of local produce, meat, and dairy. As you get into things this morning, we do have a small crack advisory that remains posted until 11 a.m. this morning. Mainly along the coast, active surf is being noted there in a few spots this morning, so we'll have to watch that moving forward. In a few spots, though, according to the buoys, reaching up to 6 feet this morning. Not as bad closer toward land, no, but still active just enough where they're prompting out small crack advisory, at least for a little while this morning. Well, Otherwise, though, moving forward, look at this. A front has since moved through, pulling the clouds away with it. We'll see a good amount of sunshine today, which will give temperatures a little bit of a boost as well. So overall, not too bad as we do move forward for this time of the year. As we do zoom things out, though, the pattern's kind of quieting down a bit. We have high pressure not too far away. There's an Alberta clipper right about in here. Those moving into parts of the Midwest, bringing snow to parts of Wisconsin this morning. But again, for us, we're looking rather quiet as that cold front continues to move away. So futurecast moving forward for today, we'll see a lot of sunshine, maybe a few passing clouds during the afternoon period. Overnight tonight, we will be under roughly a mostly clear sky, but becoming partly cloudy overnight, late overnight in parts of early Wednesday morning. Even more clouds on the way as we head towards Wednesday afternoon. So sunshine and star clouds moving in for the afternoon period with a few clouds on the way as we head towards Wednesday evening as well, but breaking up as well. So as we head towards early Thursday morning, the clouds that we have will get out of here. So Thursday morning looking rather clear as we move forward. And for the gusty winds, they can reach up around 25 miles per hour at times, say 15 to 25 miles per hour, give or take. They'll back off later on tonight. An overall pretty quiet evening. Now once we head towards tomorrow, here we go again. Some gusty winds reaching up to 20, maybe 25 miles per hour, especially along the coast and a few spots. As our average high temperature is now 52 degrees, it'll be cool the next few days in the lower 40s today and tomorrow, middle 40s Thursday. We're back in the 50s though Friday and a Saturday, and staying there Sunday and also in your Monday as well. Your forecast for today, lower 40s, lots of sunshine and breezy. The northwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. For those going trick-or-treating later on tonight, temperatures will start to cool off though, so you may want to try to keep warm from time to time as well. Here's that hourly forecast for you though. Temperatures cooling off to 29 degrees by around 9 p.m., but overall not too bad. A very beautiful evening to go trick-or-treating. Eventually falling into the lower 20s with a partly cloudy sky and the wind overall looking nice and calm. For tomorrow, lower 40s, mostly cloudy. The north wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here we go. Your extended forecast brought to you by Tip Trailer Grocers. We'll be under a mostly sunny sky for your Thursday. Highs in the mid 40s. Lower 50s Friday with a mostly cloudy sky, and rain showers moving on Saturday. Highs in the low 50s.
Fall in love with the brand new 23 Subaru Forester, featuring symmetrical all-wheel drive. Buy with 3.9% financing or lease for $315 per month. It's your Subaru. Find it at Quirk, celebrating 50 years.
In a world full of screens, where did imagination go? Discover imagination with Tony's.
Family owned and operating in the Bangor area for more than 10 years. Crosby's Welding is here to help you. We specialize in steel, stainless steel, and aluminum welding and fabrication. We serve many of the local industries from Maine lobstermen to the commercial trucking industry and everything in between. Fully mobile on-site construction services right down to custom signs and fire pits. Fast, friendly, reliable service. Give us a call today for a free estimate. 974-7815.
Fall is here in Maine, and if you're in need of a safe and technologically advanced SUV for your family, Quirk Hyundai has just what you're looking for. Lease the Santa Fe for $339 per month and enjoy complimentary maintenance for 3 years or 36,000 miles. It's your Hyundai. Find it at Quirk.
Now to a lawsuit that seeks to keep former President Trump off the ballot in 2024. Those bringing the case argue that under the Constitution, Trump's conduct on January 6, 2021 prohibits him from taking office again.
ABC's Andrew Dimbert has the details.
This morning, lawyers for former President Trump appear confident they can beat an unprecedented lawsuit which could determine whether Trump is ineligible to hold office again.
Their case is incredibly weak, and they don't prove much of anything except they dislike him. That's really what they've proved.
A group of voters in Colorado filed a lawsuit arguing Trump's efforts to overturn the 2020 election leading to the January 6 riot at the Capitol should prohibit him from becoming president again.
Trump incited a violent mob to attack our Capitol, to stop the peaceful transfer of power under our Constitution.
The lawsuit invokes the 14th Amendment, written after the Civil War, aimed at people who fought for the Confederacy, disqualifying anyone who engaged in insurrection or rebellion from serving in government. To make their case, lawyers for the plaintiffs yesterday played Trump's message to his supporters on January 6th.
We're going to walk down and I'll be there with you.
But Trump's lawyers argue the former president never called for violence and did not walk down to the Capitol as he said he would.
The best they have is trying to be a mini-me January 6th report. That's the best they've got. Sort of a pretty slick movie production. And that's not real evidence. That's a partisan witch hunt.
The lawsuit is one of several trying to remove Trump from the ballot under the 14th Amendment. A case in Minnesota is set to begin Thursday. Other lawsuits are filed in New Hampshire and Michigan.
Ultimately, the issue seems destined for the U.S. Supreme Court with its conservative majority, though in the past, that's not necessarily been a guarantee of rulings in favor of Donald Trump.
The hearing in Colorado is expected to wrap up on Friday. A judge will decide the case, not a jury. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Now to new developments in the Israel-Hamas war. Israel is rejecting calls for a ceasefire as it steps up air and ground strikes on Hamas militant targets in Gaza.
The civilian death toll climbing on both sides. Israeli officials are reporting more than 1,400 are dead. Gaza's health ministry counting more than 8,300 killed. Israel's military is also touting the Gaza ground operation. It says led an Israeli hostage release as concerns grow about others Hamas is holding captive.
ABC's Justin Finch with more.
The Israeli government releasing new video of a heartfelt reunion, showing Israeli military private Ori Megidish now home with her family after clearing a medical examination. The Israel Defense Forces say Megidish was rescued during an IDF ground operation in Gaza, where she was held captive for more than 3 weeks. In Chicago, Israeli-American Natalie Renan has returned home. She and her mother were among the first Hamas hostages freed.
While we're celebrating the return of Natalie back to her home in Chicago, we have to remember that there is still 239 hostages in the hands of Hamas in the Gaza Strip.
On the war front, a relentless exchange of rocket fire between Israel and Hamas. Israel rejecting calls for a ceasefire.
Just as the United States would not agree to a ceasefire after the bombing of Pearl Harbor or after the terrorist attack of 9/11, Israel will not agree to a cessation of hostilities with Hamas.
The White House supporting Israel, but
what we have said should be considered and explored are temporary localized humanitarian pauses to allow aid.
Across Gaza, civilian suffering. UNICEF reporting more than 400 children in Gaza are killed or injured daily. The Palestinian Red Crescent says 26 more aid trucks crossed into Gaza Monday amid concerns about worsening humanitarian conditions. Meantime, the Pentagon reports Iran-backed militants launched 3 new attacks on U.S. military sites in recent days. No injuries or damage reported. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
Coming up on the second half of the newscast, we'll check out a house in Dover Foxcroft that's all decked out for Halloween.
That and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
Are your gutters weighed down by debris causing them to sag and overflow? I'm Tony Hafford with TC Hafford Basement Systems. Clogged gutters lead to costly repairs for your home, so skip the cleaning and stop the clogs with Gutter Shutter. Gutter Shutter, the world's best gutter, is a high-performance gutter with a lifetime no-clog guarantee. Stop the clutter, get Gutter Shutter. Call TC Hafford Basement Systems today for all things basementy.
I'm 82 years old and I have collapsed arches, which means the first thing that hits the ground is the bone in my arch. I came to Comfort Shoes 4 years ago because I couldn't walk without pain. And she spent so much time on my feet getting the right shoe, and we finally found the right pair. Once you made these orthotics for me, I have no pain. These are so comfortable. I have no discomfort. I feel like I could go running, and I thank you and Comfort Shoes for that.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. Today is October 31st, 2023, and happy Halloween.
In the West, we have celebrated Halloween for as long as we can remember, with the holiday having its roots in an ancient Celtic festival called Samhain, a pagan religious celebration to welcome the harvest at the end of the summer.
People would light bonfires and wear costumes to ward off ghosts. But in the early 8th century, Pope Gregory III designated November 1st as a time to honor saints. Soon after, All Saints' Day came to incorporate some of the traditions of Samhain. The evening before All Saints' Day was known as All Hallows' Eve, and now, of course, Halloween.
The tradition of carving jack-o'-lanterns originated actually in Ireland. They used turnips instead of pumpkins back then, allegedly based on a legend of a man called Stingy Jack who was forced to wander the earth as a ghost for eternity, using a lump of coal in a carved-out turnip to light the way.
That's what you see on your screen right now. We're not just trying to terrify you. That is one of those carved-out turnips that people used to carve. I think that's very scary and lovely.
Yeah, I'm glad they use pumpkins now.
Yeah, me too. The practice of dressing up on Halloween came from the idea that evil spirits walk the earth on All Hallows' Eve, so people must wear disguises so that they won't be mistaken for spirits themselves. Towering bonfires were also an important element of the early Samhain celebrations, with these bonfires being used to light the way for souls seeking the afterlife. And then that kind of translated into candles, and candles have generally replaced these large fires just as a nice Halloween tradition. I mean, it lights the mood.
Maybe not do a bonfire in your front yard tonight.
Maybe not.
Yeah,
you need a fire permit for that, and it probably should be in your backyard.
That too.
If you got a yard. And the history goes on and on. You can learn more for yourself by looking up the origins of Halloween traditions on the Library of Congress's website. I just suggest that website because it's a reliable source. Yeah. Library of Congress, great source, great free resource.
Yeah, might be a fun thing for families to do. Learn a little bit about the history of everything.
Love it. Hopefully schools are doing something.
All right, well, now for some other history. Back on this day in 1517, Martin Luther sent his 95 theses to the Archbishop for what would become the Protestant Reformation.
That was, of course, when the Protestant Church broke off from the Catholic Church.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So, all right, and just a few decades later, in 1541, Michelangelo finished his painting The Last Judgment in the Sistine Chapel in Vatican City, and hundreds of years later, in 1846, the Donner Party realized they would be unable to cross Donner Pass. They ended up constructing a winter camp, which would be the beginning of the end for better than half of their party. They, of course, had to resort to cannibalism during that long, cold winter.
Bummer.
Yeah, that's the way to put it.
Yeah. And in 1918, the Spanish flu killed 21,000 people in the U.S. in a single week. A lot of people may recognize this photo of people wearing masks in 1918 saying wear a mask or go to jail. That was kind of brought back during the early stages of the pandemic as, hey, this hasn't been the first time that we've had to do this.
Boy, our little history segment's full of fun and happy things today.
I thought Halloween would have more spooky stuff, but in a way, it is.
Yeah.
So,
especially when you learn how things are really based, it's kind of...
A lot of World War II stuff, too. I mean, doing these, it's really struck me that, wow, there was, a notable event during World War II every day of the year.
Yeah.
That's historical.
Yeah, you could do something every day on it.
Yep.
Finally, in 1941, after nearly 15 years of work, the Mount Rushmore National Memorial in the Black Hills of South Dakota was also completed, featuring the heads of Presidents George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln. They're also working on another big sculpture there in the mountains to honor Native American tribes there. I'd love to see it one of these days. I don't remember who it is. I don't know if it was Geronimo, a Sitting Bull. But they've been working on this statue for years there. But
fascinating.
It's going to be wonderful.
I love that whole area. I didn't go see Mount Rushmore when I was there. I went to one of the neighboring national parks. Of course, it's slipping my mind right now. But that whole area is just stunning. And as a Mainer, it was like night and day. That was like one of the most different looking places I've ever been, which I love it, and I hope to go back soon. For birthdays today, we have singer and actress Willow Smith. She's 23 years old today. Actor and comedian Rob Schneider is 60, and this would have been the 73rd birthday for actor and comedian John Candy, who passed away in 1994. I know he's one of your favorites.
Yeah, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
He's one of my favorites too. Uncle Buck was a favorite of mine as a kid, and it's held up to this day. I recently rewatched it, hoping that I wouldn't be disappointed as an adult, but I love it even more, I think, as an adult.
So funny. I wonder what he would have done had he been around.
That one breaks my heart.
All right.
Ugh.
All right, let's talk about the weather again. Going to be a nice day today, more seasonable as far as the temperatures are concerned, but lots of sunshine.
Yeah. Here's Devin Biggs with that forecast.
Alrighty, thank you very much. Happy Tuesday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Tip Trailer Grocers, offering discounted and a great selection of local produce, meat, and dairy. As you get into things this morning, there's one advisory in effect still, and that's a small crowd advisory along the coast. And this will last roughly until around 11 a.m. later on this morning, as the wave heights will continue to relax as you do move forward in time. Otherwise, though, the radar and satellite starting to quiet down as well. A lot of the activity is tracking off towards the south and east, so that's some good news that we can report there this morning. We'll see a good amount of sunshine today. So overall, not too bad as we do move forward. As we zoom things out, the front's tracked further down to the south with precipitation tracking off towards the east, and a lot of dry days on the way as we do move forward over the next several days as well. As for futurecast, a lot of sunshine today. We might get a few clouds during the afternoon period. We might get a few clouds passing through later on tonight as well moving forward. As for the wind, not too bad. It might get gusty from time to time, actually, out of the northwest at times at around 10, maybe up to 25 miles per hour early, but really backing off later on tonight, but starting to pick up a little bit, especially along the coast as we head towards your Wednesday. As for today, here we go. Lower 40s on this Halloween, mostly sunny and breezy out there. The northwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Later on tonight, lower 20s on the way, partly cloudy, so cooling off well after Halloween with the wind overall looking nice and calm. For tomorrow, here we go. Lower 40s, mostly cloudy, some clouds developing during the afternoon. The north wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, a lot of sunshine and a few clouds. Temperatures warming into the 40s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Great.
Thank you, Devin. House in Dover Foxcroft is all decked out for Halloween.
Our Callie Warren takes us to the spooky sights.
This exceeds my expectations.
While this house may look haunted, it's actually the result of months of hard work by Dover Foxcroft's McKenney family.
We get excited every year for this and enjoy all the people that come out, and we just enjoy doing it for the kids and all the adults and kids that stop by to see it.
This is the second year in a row the family has worked on an elaborate Halloween display. This year's setup boasts a handmade 30-foot pirate ship that the family has worked on for quite some time.
Oh gosh. How many hours, Phil?
A lot.
McKenney says an estimated 70% of her display is handcrafted, with the main exceptions being 12-foot-tall robotic creatures. She designs every piece of the setup, from a detailed graveyard to a ragtag band of skeleton pirates. It's a labor of love for the family, as they hope to spread joy during the season.
We make things that people can be able to put their children on to take pictures, like the bench or in front of the ship, and just stuff so they can have memories with their children.
In Dover Foxcroft, Callie Warren, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Very neat. Kids in that area, I promise, are going to remember that the rest of their lives.
Oh, absolutely. You know? They're doing a good thing for the community.
Yeah.
We'll be back with sports and a live interview about Fall Fest at Hirundo and Alton right after the break.
Don't go away.
Bell's Automotive Protection is Maine's #1 mobile undercoating and rust-proofing service. We come right to your driveway, protecting your vehicles from harsh winter road brines and chemicals, saving you thousands of dollars later on from expensive and dangerous rust repairs. Call us or find us on Facebook for a free quote, 659-3805.
We have two twin boys, Will and Wyatt. Investing in a fund that can allow them to go to a trade school or can allow them to go to a university and give them those varying options is something that we really liked about the Next Gen 529.
And we decided, hey, we could do, $5 every 2 weeks for both of them.
And remind ourselves like we're doing the best we can for our kids.
To learn more about Next Gen 529, its investment objectives, risks, and costs, read the program description at nextgenforme.com. Check if your home state has a 529 plan that offers tax or other benefits.
If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with mesothelioma or asbestos-related lung cancer, contact the law offices of Joe Bornstein to learn about your legal rights. Maine has the highest rate of mesothelioma fatalities in the U.S. You may be eligible to receive compensation if you were exposed to asbestos products while working in a shipyard, mill, factory, or construction site. For a free case evaluation, dial 207-CALL-JOE or online at joebornstein.com.
Pro football fans, it's You Pick'em NFL, the Pro Football Challenge from Fox 22. Go to foxbangor.com, click on You Pick'em, and go to You Pick'em NFL. Make your picks, and you could be the weekly winner of either a $25 gift certificate from Chase's Family Restaurant in Bangor or from Chick-fil-A in Bangor. Brought to you by Mainly Eyes in Bangor, Twin City Tile in Brewer, Twin City Tint in Brewer, and Winterport Sheds. Compete all season long for the grand prize of $5,000. It's You Pick'em NFL from foxbangor.com.
Bell's Automotive Protection is Maine's #1 mobile undercoating and rust-proofing service. We come right to your driveway, protecting your vehicles from harsh winter road brines and chemicals, saving you thousands of dollars later on from expensive and dangerous rust repairs. Call us or find us on Facebook for a free quote, 659-3805.
The Fall Classic continues as the Diamondbacks take on the Rangers. Game 4 tonight at 7 Eastern on Fox.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. We're going to begin with the big news out of the Maine high school basketball world. Cooper Flagg announcing his highly anticipated college decision on Monday morning, and it looks like Duke University has captured the flag. It was first reported by Slam Magazine on Monday in a post on Twitter and Instagram. Cooper, who reclassified this summer to the class of 2024, will be heading to Durham, North Carolina next fall to suit up with the Blue Devils. Slam is also selling a cover tee of Cooper with part of the proceeds benefiting the Lewiston Auburn Response Fund. His decision came down to Duke and to UConn. And in the video posted online, he says his decision wasn't an easy one at all, but ultimately the atmosphere on campus and in Cameron Indoor Stadium won him over. And he will be back in Maine soon, too, as Cooper and Ace's current team, Montverde Academy, will be playing South Shore on January 5th at the Cross Arena, and then CATS Academy on January 6th at the Expo. We'll hear more from Cooper later in the week. Let's move on to the Patriots now. The news went from bad to worse for New England on Monday morning after their 31-17 loss to Miami on Sunday. In the fourth quarter, Kendrick Bourne left with a knee injury after catching this pass from Mac Jones right here. It looks like he injured it on the hit, and it was announced Monday morning per Mike Garofalo from NFL Network that Bourne has torn his ACL ligament and is out for the season. Patriots, who are already short at wide receiver, also lost Devontae Parker to the concussion protocol. So now with the trade deadline coming up on Tuesday, New England sitting at 2-6 on the year, Bill Belichick was asked about his message to the team and about possibly getting a head start on next year. But the answer, really nothing unexpected from Bill.
What are you thinking heading into the trade deadline tomorrow, balancing what you currently have with getting a head start maybe on next year?
Yeah, I mean, we just got back from Miami late last night, and so working through the game, deal with that here over whatever period of time there is. I don't know.
Whatever period of time. I don't know. Great words to hear from your coach. Let's stay with some football now. Maine football falling to 2-7 on the year on Saturday after losing 37-21 to the University of Albany. In that game, quarterback Derek Robertson finished with 220 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's his 4th time in the last 5 games throwing for 3 scores. They scored on the first drive of the game before Albany then responded with 17 unanswered points, including that touchdown right there. 3 turnovers didn't help Maine either. With 2 games left on the schedule, the Black Bears are looking ahead to Hampton University on Saturday for their last home game of the year, before then taking to New Hampshire for the Battle of the Bryce Cowell Musket. So right now, their focus is on stopping that tough Hampton run game.
In Hampton, I mean, this is a team that's leading the conference in rushing. Strong rushing attack on offense. I think they have three guys with over 80 carries on the season. So, this will be a very tough physical football game. And, Coach Buddy does a great job. And, we're looking for a really competitive CAA game here in November in Orono.
All right, looking forward to that one. 12:30 kickoff on Saturday. Let's go to some high school sports now, shall we? Class C volleyball state championships on Monday down at Ellsworth High School. Who will take home that gold ball? Will it be the second seed Calais Blue Devils or the top seed Narraguagus Knights? We're going to start in the first set. Some good teamwork here from the Knights. That's going to be Autumn Peterson dropping back and bumping it over on their third hit, but Kate McPhee is right there for the Blue Devils, drops it in for the kill. Knights up though. Here's Peterson serving, and she would rack up back-to-back aces over the Devils. There's the first one. Here is the second one. By the time she was done serving, it would be 13-5 Knights. Calais would fight though, down 7 here, match point, but it is set up beautifully for Natalie Stanwood, who powers home the spike. Calais can't control it. Knights take set 1, 25-17. And the dominance would continue here in set 2. Ava Cassidy with the serve for the Devils. Once again, the Knights able to work it around to Stanwood. She takes care of that point, spiking it home again. Knights win in 3 sets. They are your state champs. All right, let's go over to Cameron Stadium now. It's our own version of Monday Night Football. Oxford Hills Vikings in town to take on the Bangor Rams. Oxford Hills with it in the second half. They're up 6. Handoff to Hunter Tardif right here, and he is going to carry a pile of Rams with him across the goal line. Oxford Hills up 2 scores after stopping the Rams. Here they come again, but the snap is mishandled. Great heads-up play by Wyatt Firo. He dives on it and falls on it. Bangor has the ball, but the Vikings would turn them over themselves, and here they come again. Truman dropping back, looking downfield. He gets connected with Brady Delamater. That is another Vikings touchdown right there. They increase their lead. Rams moving the ball now. 4th down in the red zone here. A big play trying to make it a 2-score game in the 4th quarter, but that run is going to come up just a yard short. The Vikings turn them over on downs. They take control of the ball and win it 39-14. All right, that's all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Comfy, cozy, relaxing. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find rockers, recliners, sofas, and easy chairs. Quality furniture, affordable prices. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Question 3 is too costly and too risky.
It's a $13.5 billion gamble that puts politicians in charge.
It will increase our electric bills.
We can't afford higher electric bills.
And the politicians, they're not even required to have an operations plan when they take over.
No plan to keep the lights on?
Not even for emergencies or power outages.
That's a bad idea.
Mainers can't afford this costly proposal.
I'm voting no on 3. It's a risk we can't afford.
Behind every keepsake, there's a memory. Behind every photo, there's a story. Behind Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration, there's people giving back by bringing back what was thought to be lost. The details, the time, and the expertise, all packaged up behind a name that Mainers have trusted for over 35 years. Statewide commercial and residential services. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. You keep the memories. We'll handle the rest.
Lately, we've all had to do more with less. At Chevy, we just want you to do more. So we continue to make affordable vehicles like high-tech SUVs, our strongest, most capable trucks, and the most affordable EV in America. It's how Chevy helps you do more for less. Current qualified lessees can get this Equinox for $269 a month. Visit your main Chevy dealer.
Durable, sturdy, stylish. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find solid wood, built to last, made in Maine dressers, bureaus, and nightstands. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for joining us for a very special interview. We're joined now by Stephanie LaRouche, the chair of the Hirundo Wildlife Refuge. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me, Craig. Good morning.
We got you out here nice and early to tell us about a neat event. A couple of weeks ago, we told you about it. They were having their big Fall Fest celebration, which is one of the biggest ones of the year. But because of weather that weekend, it had to be postponed. But it's going to be held this weekend on Saturday, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Saturday, 10 to 3. That's supposed to be the warmest day of the week. No rain guaranteed.
Perfect.
So great time for everybody to come out. We have live music, a food truck, a s'more station, a whole bunch of tables with very interesting interactive crafts and activities to learn about the environment. We have craft vendors and a wonderful raffle. We've had great prizes. The Old Town Canoe donated a kayak. We have passes for the Hidden Valley Golf Course, a bunch of gift certificates to businesses like Rose Bikes, the Bangor Symphony, the brewery, something for everybody.
I hear they might even be making scarecrows and things like that this weekend.
We might have some, yeah. We won't have any turnips, though.
No turnips? Thank goodness. Those were kind of spooky looking.
Yes.
So this is really, it's a great opportunity if you haven't been up to Hirundo, maybe to introduce the kids to Hirundo.
Absolutely.
It's a wonderful place. If you haven't been there, you can go. They have all kinds of trails and neat programs. You can learn about nature, and that's what's really important, kind of teach this next generation the importance of preserving nature.
Absolutely. We're trying to connect people with nature so they'll have a lifelong relationship with it, and we'll foster the land stewards of the future.
And there's a lot of volunteer opportunities too. If you've ever wanted to get involved with something, this is a great place to do it. This is also pretty personal for you. It was your family that started all this.
Yes.
It was Stephanie's, what was your uncle?
My uncle.
Owned the piece of land up there and decided to turn it over into this wonderful refuge that we have today.
Yes.
What was the meaning? What was the purpose for that? A lot of people would just sell it and keep the money.
Yeah.
They wanted to do something different.
Yes, well, we went in the opposite direction. It started with my grandparents' camp on Pushaw Stream, just below the Route 43 bridge, where I spent my childhood vacations falling in love with the woods and the water. And then in 1965, my Uncle Oliver founded it and gradually added parcels of land so that now we're conserving over 2,400 acres of land. We have 7 miles of marked trails. And a
lot of educators that will teach kids and anybody really about various things about the outdoors.
We run a lot of school field trips, day camps year-round at school breaks. And we offer free use of boats on Saturdays in the summertime, 7 miles of marked trails.
Go for a paddle on Pushaw Stream. I've done it myself. It's pretty neat. Well, we're about out of time for this hour, but we thank you for joining us. The Fall Fest will be held this weekend. This coming up on Saturday. Gets underway in the morning, going until what? About
10 to 3.
10 to 3.
Yep.
You can find more information on the Hirundo Wildlife Refuge Facebook page. Mark your calendars. It's a good chance to go out and check out the foliage, too, before it all kind of goes away for the season.
It's hirundomaine.org is our website. Lots of information there. If they can get their tickets in advance, it's best because we have limited parking. But if not, just come on down.
That's right. It's about what, $15 or so, $16
for a full car.
Whole car of people.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty good way to spend the day.
Yeah.
So, Stephanie, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me, Craig.
Good luck this weekend, and we'll be back with more.
Jerry's Used Cars has been a family-owned business for more than 30 years, currently in Corinna and Vesey. However, we have changed a little as we are no longer just a buy here, pay here dealership. We now have access to outside financing and also carry utility trailers. We would be happy to assist you with your next vehicle purchase. And don't forget, here at Jerry's Used Cars, we offer an extended warranty. So give us a call at either our Corinna or Vesey location.
In 10 years, Lisa Schneider will have an amazing second act, thanks to career reskilling courses from AARP to help make sure her income lives as long as she does. The younger you are, the more you need AARP.
Who likes to drink good coffee? At Carabassa Coffee Company, we roast premium quality coffee beans from all over the world. Roasted to perfection in small batches, our coffee is always fresh. We offer a large selection, including our specialty blends, organics, single origins, decaf, and flavor. Whether you like light, medium, or dark roasts, we have coffee to suit every taste. We offer flat rate shipping for online orders, and we ship fast. Carabassa Coffee Company. Drink good coffee.
Silver Fox Automotive is a family-owned and operated company with more than 30 years of experience. We are originally from the county and offer competitive prices and promise you will be completely satisfied with our work. We offer a stress-free experience to both our new and returning customers. We only use parts from reputable brands to ensure your vehicle is safe to drive. Here at Silver Fox, there will always be a friendly face to greet you. Come see us at 2004 Audlin Road in Herman.
25 words or less.
Cereal bowl.
Killer. Full of frightful fun.
I love Lisa's response to cereal.
Killer. Do not have breakfast with Lisa.
5 days a week.
Weekdays at 9 on Fox 22.
Halloween came a day early at the White House. President Biden and First Lady Jill Biden handing out goodies on Monday to trick-or-treaters. The ghosts and goblins were local public school students and children with connections to the military. They not only received candy, the First Lady also gave the little visitors some books.
And the children got to take part in a spooky story time with special guests reading their favorite books of the season.
Looks like they had a good time there. The White House all decked out for Halloween.
Cool.
I've never seen them do that before.
Yeah, I haven't.
So
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, if you missed anything, please head to foxbangor.com. We'll be back bright and early tomorrow at 6 a.m. on ABC 7.
We hope you have a safe and happy Halloween, everyone. Have a good day.